dental procedures are supposed to be painful. I mean, the thought of a dentist scares you, right? What if I told you I had my dental procedure pain free without any chemicals, any of those medicines, any anesthesia, anything put into my mouth? You know, the thought of a dental procedure just scares people. It sends shivers down people's spine. When they did a recent survey, they found that the most hated profession was dentists. I mean, imagine just sitting there with your mouth open, going dry, and someone making those weird noises of drilling things into your mouth. The thought itself scares people. For me, as a child, I hated dentists. I yet hate them. I'm not a big fan of them. I only go to them when needed. The smell when you enter a dentist clinic itself is so scary and negative that it give me shivers. What did I do? What did I try? My name is Hitesh Bhatia. I'm a past life regression therapist and I'm eternally curious. I've always been curious. Curious about finding out answers, trying new things, curious about saying, यार कुछ और तरीका तो होगा इसको करने का. When I started getting introduced to the energy world, I started exploring. I started exploring multiple other ways to work on healing myself. I came across this book called Zero Limits. The book talks about Ho'oponopono. The word itself can be overwhelming at times, right? The book talks about this ancient Hawaiian healing method that someone used and cured. When I say cured a whole prison full of rapists, serial killers, murderers, and the worst of the worst. Imagine it's like the Kala Pani of America. The book talks about how this person solved everybody's problems. He was able to heal everyone over there, and they had to shut down the prison because there was no one in there. What I'm going to talk to you today is about Ho'oponopono. What is Ho'oponopono? First, let's get the pronunciation right. Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. It might take some time. It's like a little tongue twister, but it's one of my favoriteest. Actually, my favoriteest healing modalities. I love how it works. And before I go into the details of the healing modality, let me tell you what I experienced. Before I start talking about anything to anybody, I like trying it out myself. So I read this book, Zero Limits by Joe Vitale, and I said, I was amazed. It says that there are beliefs and how we can clean our beliefs. What I did was I wanted to experiment it. I'll give you the details of the book and how to use Ho'oponopono in a bit. But I wanted to experiment, and I said, how do I experiment this? When I read the book, I happened to be going to a dentist in a few weeks from there. I had a root canal that was done. I told you I don't like dentists, so I will wait till I can avoid them. The root canal was needed because I had been ignorant and avoided working on my teeth. I go for the root canal and I said, okay, the book tells me everything is a belief and you can resolve. The book tells us everything is a belief and you can reverse and resolve these beliefs. How is that even possible? So here I am lying in that dentist chair and the dentist asked me, so Hitesh, what kind of anesthesia would you want? Local or absolute? And I said none. And he looks at me like, kya? Literally, if Sharan was watching this video, he'd be like, kya fook ke aaya hai be? But I'm watching it and I said, I don't want any anesthesia. I'm going to try something new. So the doctor thinks he's probably crazy. He says, have you smoked up, Hitesh? I said, nahi. Saying, daru pi ke aaya? I says, nahi. So he says, okay, your choice. You're the patient. You decide. I sit down there and I start practicing Ho'oponopono. I start saying the Ho'oponopono prayer, telling myself that all pain is a belief. I kid you not. I went through 95% of the entire procedure without any medicine. I often believe that I went through 95% of the procedure without any medicine. The last 5% was a little things because I got a call and I had to answer the call and my mind got distracted. It was not a very pleasing call. So then I needed him to spray a little anesthesia to make things okay. But I did 95% of my treatment without any medicine. What I did after that was I started practicing Ho'oponopono. I started researching, reading more, and doing so many more things about Ho'oponopono. Over the last 5-7 years, I have experimented with Ho'oponopono in multiple formats, in multiple ways. What I use today as a therapist and in my community is what I call conversational Ho'oponopono. I mixed it with past life regression, I mixed it with energy work, I mixed it with inner child work, I mixed it with family constellation, I mixed it with other modalities, and I've come up with a very beautiful way. But what really is Ho'oponopono? Hota kya hai Ho'oponopono? Ho'oponopono is an ancient Hawaiian healing modality. Hawaii is a lot like India. It's a lot like us Indians. What happens in Hawaii, they're very cultural, they're close to their families, they believe in the spirit, they believe everything has energy. Our ancestors taught us, right, that this camera has energy, this phone has energy, this plant has energy, this wood has energy, this plastic also has energy. They believe that we came from one creator. All energy comes from one creator. So the way they started saying the prayer, the prayer was created by Morna. She was called the mother. The mother created this prayer, and this is what the prayer said. Divine creator, father, mother, the whole universe as one. If I, my family, my ancestors, or anybody from my lineage in past lives or present lives have offended you or your family, ancestors, and anybody else in thought, in actions, knowingly, unknowingly, in any way, I ask for forgiveness. And asking for forgiveness sets everything right. And with this statement, let it be undone, and this is done today. Now, what is this prayer about? This prayer is about responsibility. This prayer is about ownership. This prayer is about saying 2 or 3 very important statements. The first is, I am responsible for everything that I am feeling and everything happening in my life. Not my parents, not my mother-in-law, not my sister-in-law, not my boss, not my exes, not the world outside. I am responsible for everything that's happening in my space. The second essence of Ho'oponopono says, you are God and I am also God. If we have been created by the same creator, you are also God and I am also God, because God has created us in his own image. The third thing, you and I are one because we come from the same creator. So if you understand these 3 things, responsibility, you are God, I am God, and you and I are one, what the prayer says, that I am trying to reset everything that has happened in the past. I am trying to reset and rewipe everything that's happened in the past. How do I do that? I do that by taking responsibility, by accepting you are God and accepting you are one. The book talks about a gentleman called Dr. Ilyaka New, whose other name was Peace of I. What he did was, he went and he simplified this entire prayer. He said it's a very complex prayer. How do I make it simple for everyone to use? So he simplified the prayer. Of course, he worked with Morna, he worked with Mother and so much. He said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify the prayer into 4 statements. I am sorry. By saying I am sorry, I acknowledge that I have done wrong. In what way? In this life, in another life, in my ancestors, in any way I have done wrong. So I am sorry. Please forgive me. Forgive me means I am taking responsibility. I am taking responsibility for whatever is happening in my space. So first is ownership by saying I am sorry. Responsibility by saying please forgive me. The third is I thank you. I thank you. Again, what am I grateful for? Grateful for what I know and what I don't know. There is so much you have done for me. There is so much the other has done for me. There is so much the doctor had done for me, but I was angry with the doctor. There is so much my tooth has done for me, but I was angry with my tooth because it was giving me pain. So I am sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you. And lastly, I love you. Why do I love you? Who do you love? When you love someone, you accept them unconditionally. You can't tell your child, I will only love you if you be a good boy. We do that, we shouldn't do that, but But when you love someone, you accept them unconditionally. If I love the other person, I accept the person the way it is, the way that person is. So how does the prayer work and how am I using it in my style? If I have a pain in my tooth or a pain in my arm, or I have something in my life that's giving me an unpleasant feeling. For example, the other day my wife and I had a fight. It was an argument. She said certain things in the heat of the moment. I know she's not a bad person, but they hurt me. So what do I do? To that part of me that is feeling that emotion, to that part of me that's feeling that emotion, I am sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you. I love you. To that part of me that's feeling this emotion, I'm sorry. Sorry for whatever happened. It happened for whatever reason. Please forgive me because that part of me is hurting and in pain. Please forgive me as today I understand that whatever happened has happened for a higher good. I might not know it today, but it has happened for a higher good. I thank you. I thank you because there's so much you have done for me that I don't even know. The pain is also serving me in some way. I don't even know. If it wasn't serving me, I wouldn't hold on to it. I thank you for so much that you have done for me that I know and that I don't even know. And I love you and accept you to that part of myself. So, I am sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you. I love you. If you want to understand more about Ho'oponopono, put it in the comments. We'll do more such videos. You can actually join our community where we have lots of processes around Ho'oponopono, and I will create more videos around Ho'oponopono. The links for joining our community are in the details below. You can look at that and join it and experience more beautiful Ho'oponopono sessions with me and with others in our community. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead.